Hey there folks, let's gather around for a little sing-song as we talk about the Belgian Grand Prix just renewed for one more season. At the moment it's only one more season, sadly it's not a all-year contract, but then we're going to have the same discussion about its validity in about 12 months time, aren't we? Let's talk about the race though. Max Verstappen was the bookie's favourite despite starting way down in the pack after picking up a back of the grid penalty like, nearly half a dozen other drivers did. He also had the AlphaTauri starting from the pit lane, we can talk about them in a moment. It really shows something, the strength of that team that Red Bull managed to pull off a 1-2. It also shows something about how Verstappen works with that car, works with that team, that he was able to come through, and whilst he was easily in the top 10 at the end of the first lap, and it was just a matter of picking off the slower cars, he was able to win quite comfortably, nearly 20 seconds over his teammate. Outside of that, Ferrari did their best Ferrari moments. Sainz just went from pole to third. Leclerc managed to get done for speeding in the pit lane by 1 km/h, showing that even the tiniest margins here you punished Formula 1, though we already knew that. As we could talk about with Mercedes, well, George Russell did quite well to get fourth. It could have been a podium though. But Lewis Hamilton, first retirement of the season. Mercedes still yet to retire for mechanical issues, and we're well into the second half of the season. This time he pinched Alonso. He accepted the fault for it. There's no way you can't. What I found funny was Alonso's comment about how Lewis always has to lead from the front and win from the front. Now sure, Alonso's lowest starting position to win was 15th. However, it took a very interesting figure named Flavio Briatore and a certain Nelson Piquet Jr. doing a left hand down into a wall in Singapore for Alonso to get that. Lewis started from 14th and won at, was it 2018 Germany? Yeah. Wow, that seems like forever ago now. So, I don't know what Alonso's talking about. I think he's probably just a bit bitter that the guy who had the measure of him as a rookie in 2007 still has a measure of him now, 15 years later. But then that's Fernando, innit? Never change. He never will he? But, yeah. Lewis getting a warning. I thought it was going to be for causing a collision, because, well, I could see that being the case. He very nearly broke Alonso's car. He broke his own. But the steward said, no, he's ruined his own race. He hasn't ruined Alonso's. That's fine enough. Lewis got a warning because he didn't go to the medical centre to get himself checked out. Now, whether that's a ramification of all of the kind of piercings arguments and all of that, I don't know. But it was interesting, and I'd like to see some kind of transparency on that. But what I do really like to see is the top 10 rounded out by Vettel, Gasly, and Albon. Now, Vettel could have finished higher up. There was the Zonta-esque moment that happened towards the end of the race, wasn't there? But Gasly's down from the pit lane, getting 9th. Good performance for him. And Albon in the top 10. I'm very happy with that. It's really good to see the Grove team coming back with more points. Even after Latifi had a moment on, what was it, lap 2. Spins. He doesn't collect Bottas, does he? He gets close to Bottas and Bottas goes out. It's interesting to see Lewis, just before the race, posted he was celebrating Valtteri Bottas' birthday with him. And yet the birthday boy and Lewis both DNF'd. They were the only ones to DNF. I wonder what was in whatever they had there. Either way, I can't really say much more about this right now. Like, we talked about the whole flexi floor thing, was it going to harm anyone? And it was obvious when it got pushed back to Spa, Red Bull and Ferrari should have something to deal with it. Red Bull actually have it a lot better than the other teams, which doesn't necessarily nullify Mercedes' point when they went for it. But what it does is point out something within the FIA. The FIA have the rule now that says that they can overrule something in safety grounds and say that it has to be in for even like the coming up race weekend. So why don't they exercise that? If they were genuinely concerned about porpoising from a safety standpoint, they should have done that. And to be honest, it would have created an interesting bit of the season, because we would have ended up with maybe 1 or 2 more winners, because Ferrari and Red Bull had to develop this floor. Whereas now they're like, oh, we've got to celebrate to do that. They had 2-3 months to do it. Of course they were going to get it right. It's newy. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.